Fire, 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 fire.
Nexus Mods bans white race swap but allows black race swap. Why can't we have cat girl race swap? They should start banning people who make cat girl mods. All race swaps allowed under the pretext that they also swap to cat girls. True! Nexus Mods has always been really freaking weird.
Nexus Mods is ran by a bunch of hypocritical activists, and over the past couple of years, we've seen a lot of mods being banned and many accounts being removed from the site because they dared to put content out that was a little bit too edgy for these people. But now there is a big controversy surrounding Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, where you are allowed to race swap Henry, but you are not allowed to race swap anybody else. But before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon.
Weren't they the ones that also banned, they banned a bunch of, never mind. I can't remember what it was. I remember there was a controversy like a month or two ago about Marvel Rivals. I just can't remember what it was. Oh, it's Trump Captain America! Yes! They had a bunch of, mods that turned Trump into Captain America, but then there's also a bunch of mods that, changed like Biden into characters too. And I'm just sitting here like, why can't you just have both? It would be funny if you had both, but no, you have to be weird and biased.
Or YouTube memberships. Now, I am a lover
Spider-Man,
of mods.
Wait, Spider-Man gay flags removed as well. They banned a mod replacing LGBT flags in Spider-Man to just American flags. Why can't we just have fun, man? Why can't it just be a funny thing? I don't know, it's kind of weird.
I think that mods definitely enhance experiences.
Again, if I was
and
in
look at
charge,
Skyrim. I love Skyrim, don't get me wrong. But without mods, it is just an okay game. But with mods, it is absolutely phenomenal. One of the best experiences I've ever had the pleasure of playing. But people love to mod their titles, whether it is a brand new game, whether it is an older game. And I think it is great that people can customize their experience because ultimately, it's not affecting anybody else. And you would think that Nexus Mods would allow tons of different content on their site, but they are ran by hypocritical activists.
And that's why I think that the people that say, oh, well, we need to draw a line somewhere in the sand, you can't have a person determining that kind of thing. It's the same thing as, like, speech, man. You can't just have, like, people say, oh, it's not okay to do this, but then it's fine to do this.
Just a few weeks ago, we saw the situation with the Trump Captain America mod. Donald Trump Captain America mod had actually resurfaced on Nexus Mods for Marvel Rivals before being banned again. And they said, oh, it's because it's political, it's going to cause divide, that's why we aren't allowing it. We are just...
You know the funniest part is that you can't even see other people's mods when you're playing Marvel Rivals. So the only reason you would have this is so that you can look at it. Nobody else gets affected by it. But yeah, like who realistically cares, man? Isn't it client-sided? I thought it was only you could look at it. It doesn't matter that if it's on the other side, you can't see it.
Enforcing our rules, even though, of course, they allowed Joe Biden mods to be on this site. But now they're highlighting yet again why they're pieces of garbage, because Nexus Mods has just removed this mod that allows you to change Musa of the Mali character model from a black guy to a human. Lore accurate Musa, it is right here as an archive because of course it's already been taken down, but it wasn't meant to divide people. It wasn't controversial, it wasn't edgy, it was just, oh hey. What I love most about the first game was how realistic it was with none of the fancy fantastical stuff seen in other games. The experience with this game was the same until I met Musa, who was so out of place in this setting that it ruins the immersion. So they just created a mod to change him into a more
It doesn't even hurt anybody. They're not even complaining on the forums and telling the game devs that they're fucking... They just made a mod. Again, we talked about this yesterday, where we have people allowed to complain about a game being bad. These people didn't even complain about the game, they just made a little mod for themselves. I can't even imagine that that many people downloaded this. I'm not gonna lie. Like, from a numbers perspective, who does it really bother? A couple hundred people that just wanted to have it?
Believable character, and what happened?
So
Bada
weird.
bing, bada boom, banned. Not particularly shocking, but it only gets worse from there because Nexus Mods is actually allowed.
Oh my god, it's so silly with the pink pants too.
Allowing you to change the race of Henry to a black man. Which, hey, if this is what you would like to do, if this is the experience you would like to have, you go for it. But you can't say, oh, you can't race swap one character, but you can race swap another character because we agree with that. It's either always enforced that you cannot have mods like this, or it is never enforced and you can have all of the mods like this. If they were at least consistent.
And again, it's not the same as Hollywood race changing already existing characters. Nobody's forcing this on you. It's a mod. You'd have to consciously go and download it and install it.
And not allowing any content like this. Of course, I would still criticize them. Most of us would, but at least they would have some level of consistency. And unfortunately, they don't. You can't go to their site and know for certain that you're getting everything that other modders and gamers have to offer because you don't ultimately know what was removed and what is being censored by these people. As Pirate Nation said, meanwhile, Nexus Mods allows a mod where Henry, the main character you play as, is model swapped with Musa. And Demian is also pointing out that they've been this way for years. Nexus Mods bans a mod that turns Musa of Mali into a cumin, but of course the mod to turn Geralt into a black man is still up 8 years later.
This is just funny. Let people do it, man. If you want to have a dark-skinned Geralt, like, go ahead. It's a mod. It's funny. If you want it with his pink shorts, cool.
Now, I personally would not play a black Geralt. I much prefer his original model, but to each their—
Wait, rules for thee, but not for me strikes yet again. Also, the mods in Skyrim and Fallout to kill children have been up for over 10 years, their site too. That's weird. Do you know why? Fallout 1 and 2 originally had the ability to kill kids in their game, and they had to censor it and disable that ability, but they were gonna let you do that because they wanted a true RPG where you could be truly, like, evil. But they said that the game wasn't gonna pass the what is it called, the ESRB rating or something like that, and they said they had to take it out, but it's actually true. So they did. You're allowed to mod it, but, like, for some reason, you can't have certain games. I mean, mods for games? Kind of weird.
Your own. If this is the way that you want to play a game, you're modding your product. That should not be a problem. It is not affecting me. Therefore, I don't really care. But apparently, the mods care a lot. The people who are running this site care a lot. Rules for thee, but not for me strikes yet again. Also, the mods in Skyrim and Fallout to kill children have been up for over 10 years on their site, too. And gamers are furious with this, that I completely understand why. I think you need to enforce your rules across the board fairly and consistently. But these people don't even know what the word consistent means. There are
well, the problem is they don't have to. If Nexus mods had a competitor and everybody swapped to it, or at least half the people swapped to it, they would definitely do something about it.
Alternatives. I definitely recommend checking them out. There's based mods. There is DEG mods. There's also Akaya Lounge. Multiple different ways to get the content you want. But I do understand that Nexus Mods is the largest. They have the biggest assortment when it comes to mods for games. A lot of people just go there as a general hub, but unfortunately, you cannot trust them to leave up content that you want, and they also love to ban the accounts of the people who are creating these mods. Like, you would think that you would just be happy that they are bringing attention to your site, to your platform, but no, it's not.
Yes, woke being fine with killing children. Guys, it's not about the... there's a few people who are like, yeah, killing kids is wrong. It's like, it's a video game? Like, My brother in Christ? What? You sound like the people that were scared of video game violence back in 1995. Yeah. I don't know. That's weird that you, I mean, it's your prerogative. I'm just saying that's kind of a weird hill to die on.
Ever that way. They are not hiding an agenda anymore, that's for sure. That, this, and the other, all mods can be available on the true mod site we've developed with that sweet, sweet censorship resistance. The EG mods will eclipse Nexus mods in no time. This is actually one of my first times hearing about them, but I'm really glad to hear that there is another alternative. I think the more competition for Nexus mods, the better, that's for sure.
I think healthy competition is good for every market. Like, let's be realistic.
We need a direct competitor. This mod will likely end up on base mods. Rules for thee, but not for me. But they will ban any mod that makes a character not gay. Nexus mods is trash. USAID funds Nexus mods? I mean, you never really know. But it is really suspicious that they have been this way for years. That is absolutely ridiculous. Nexus mods is ran by woke racists.
Whoa!
It's nothing new here. Mind Virus will still be celebrated for years to come. Soy Jack's gonna soy. Nexus mods show.
I think it's just people being totalitarian, man. I don't think it's about them being funded by USID. People have been like this since before USID has been a thing.
That they were just a bunch of racist activists years ago, which is...
These people are so out of touch. The ones that are like, oh my god, it's USID. There's no concrete proof for it, first of all.
Definitely true. A permanent fix to this censorship issue in the modding scene is now up and running. A censorship resistant, even against admins, and permissionless true mod site. Freedom is back and it's getting better. So some of the alternatives will definitely be linked down below in the description, but it is just very sad to see this happening yet again, because you would think after all of the years of controversies and all of the years of gamers telling these individuals, these admins, what they like and do not like, that they would actually adapt and listen to our feedback, but they don't. They think that we're bigots, that we're ists and phobes and terrible people because we would dare to make a gay character straight in our version of a game, or we would dare to race swap a side. And
I'll never forget there was a game that was a tiny little indie game that had maybe less than, like, I don't know, 5,000 players. And the guy said, no, we're not including gay relationships in our video game. We're not planning to. And people fucking freaked on Twitter over that. That was bizarre. It actually ended up backfiring and brought more attention to the game. Yeah, it was Sulash too, exactly.
PC. Again, it's okay when you change Henry to a black man, but you can't change another random NPC into a white man, or even just slightly of lighter skin, because then you're just an ist and you're a phobe. So of course I will be keeping my eye on this situation, but it's not particularly shocking. Nexus Mods was lost to us a very long time ago, and I highly recommend checking out alternatives. Will they continue to ban any sort of mods going forward that have to do with race swapping? Absolutely. And when Stellar Blade actually makes it to PC in June, we are going to see Nexus mods implode. There are going to be thousands upon thousands of sexy Eve and Taki and Lily and maybe even Adam mods. And we are going to see them freak out.
That'll be so good. Ada from Resident Evil 4 modded into Stellar Blade. Yeah!
I think that they are going to go nuclear in June, which, of course, I'm sure I'll be talking about a lot. But for now, that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.
Again, it sucks that Nexus Mods has a monopoly like that. I think that's a really bad thing. They've been around for, what, like 20 years? No, 17 years, excuse me. I get it, man. Again, it's the same thing happens with Reddit, frickin' forums, WoW forums. Yeah, go check her out. And before Steam buys them, I don't think Steam cares. I don't think it affects them that much. They probably also don't make enough money off of it ever. Any kind of monopoly ruins it. Oh, absolutely. That's why I think that Reddit having a monopoly on having a relatively functional site for posting opinions, and unfortunately there's a lot of people that cross over and moderate multiple different subreddits. I think you should have different people moderating subreddits, not just the same like 100 people. The really big ones, they have massive overlaps in moderation reach. And I think that shows in biases and like what they choose to ban and choose to delete. MO2. Modorganizer2.org. Yeah, sure, yeah, use that. Wait, I have Mod Organizer too. I had to do that for my last playthrough of Fallout New Vegas. I used Mod Organizer. Vortex Launcher shit. Oh, it's dog shit. I hate it.
Fire, 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 fire.